Howdy all, Little John. Brewing up a batch today. Change of scenery. Last day of autumn, about to head into winter. It's been a little bit coolish in this neck of the woods, and it's not the warmest in the brew cave, so it's a little bit nicer outside. So I thought I'd come out of the back veranda and brew outside today. First time I've actually brewed outside, so well, on my own anyway. I've done it with other people, but yeah. And also I'm going to throw on the smoker and smoke a bit of brisket for some meat for sangers for the week, and it'll be a nice afternoon. Have a couple of tasters on the recent isolation stouts, so little lockdown stouts. So anyway, so what I'm doing today, you may have just been able to hear, it may be a little bit noisy out here with traffic and whatnot, but and the young rat bags over the back that have been racing around in their car in the back paddock, they seem to be, I might be lucky, they might just be parking up, might be going to have lunch maybe, yeah, you never know. But what I'm doing today, I was planning, if you're watching the lives of the channel, I had planned on doing a Czech lager or a European lager of some kind today, but the yeast hasn't fired up real quick. Got the yeast starter on, it's 189, and it's just starting to fire up today. It is well over 18 months, it's probably about 20 months old, the yeast, it's a slurry, so it's taken a little bit longer. I was hoping it would have fired up just a bit quicker, but it didn't, so that's been put on hold for the moment. So instead, change of plan, we're doing the Choc RyePA. So not exactly a chocolate rye IPA, and it's not quite going to be a pale ale, so hence the RyePA. So what I'm looking at is I'm doing a 14 litre batch. I'm using 80% Marisota. I was going Pilsner, but when I've gone to actually get the grain out, if I use the Pilsner today, I won't have Pilsner for the lager on the next brew, and I don't want to have to buy another bag between now and then. So we're going with the Marisota, 80%, 18% rye and 2% chocolate rye. Now this is the same chocolate rye I played around with in the stouts. So instead of using the chocolate malt, I'm using the chocolate rye. So it gives us a total of 20% of the grain bill is rye. So I'm hoping that'll give us a nice spicy edge. So it's going to give us a little bit of colour and just a little bit extra depth in the flavour. I'm aiming for a 1061 original gravity, and that will get me somewhere around 6% on the brew to go in the keg. Hey, sit down. Sit down. Yeah, no, they put the car away and now they've grabbed the car out and they've grabbed one bloody motorbike as well, which the dogs don't like. Hey, sit down. It's all good. And I'd rather the bike wasn't going, it makes more noise than the car does. Anyway, so let's go. That's it, 14 litres. I've got 19 litres in the Robobrew. I'm really just doing a almost a single step brew in a bag, but there will be I have held about 4.5 litres back, which I'll sparge with, so it's not a full, you know, mash and sparge. It's not a brew in a bag, it's a little bit in between, and again, with doing the 14 litres on the Robobrew, it's hard to get the volume right, so it's just a little bit, and just enough sparge there to rinse through the grains, and that's partly to make sure that rye gets rinsed out too. it can get a bit gluggy. So I will be using a whack of rice hulls as well, to hopefully make sure that rye doesn't cause too much gluiness and get us all clogged up. So 19 litres, I'll be mashing at 64 degrees for 60 minutes, then doing a step to 72 with a mash out about 75 degrees. So I'm going to go and get that on. We'll have a look at that. We'll come back a bit later. We'll have a bit of a chat about hops before they go in. Righto, so I've come up to 67 degrees. Giving yourself about a 3-degree window to play with. Now I'm going to get a good whack of rice hulls in here. Now normally I put the rice hulls in with the grain, just mix them through. This is a method I just picked up the other day. Someone was talking about it online, and they say they put the rice hulls down first, and then put the grain on top. At the end of the day, I don't think it's going to really matter too much, because I've got to mix the grains in anyway to get them more wet, and that'll mix them through. But we'll go that way. Yeah. A mash paddle would be handy. Yeah, let me be careful here. You're probably aware I've lost my cap for the overflow pipe, so just got to avoid making sure anything doesn't pour down there. I don't want to just dump this in a bit willy-nilly, but I don't want to go get the grain under the fourth bottom if I can avoid it. Get a bit in there. Now I'm going to run today without the top screen. I'm going to dump the hose just straight into the mash and let it run that way. And that way I can give this a regular sort of stir too, which I think will be helpful with all the rye. Again, trying to avoid that gumminess, keep our flow so we don't knock our efficiency around or risk any damage. And drying out on the bottom. Get that in. So once again, we'll give a little bit of a shout out to Nick up there at Lazy Days Brewing, who supplied me with the Choc rye. Also shout out to Cheeky Peak down in Aubrey. My grains from them, I get most of my grain from Cheeky Peak, mainly because they're local. Last batch because I was actually able to get down to Aubrey and pick it up in person, which saved me a fortune on shipping. Yeah. It's nice living in the country and not having to deal with all the bullshit of the city. But sometimes the conveniences are missing a little bit. There's no brew shop. No nearest brew shop for me is 2 hours away. That's how it is. That's looking pretty good. So I'm hoping those rice hulls now are all nice and mixed through good. So we'll let that go. I'll give this 5 minutes to sit. I'll put the pump on. That's it. We'll give this 60 minutes. I'll come back. I'll probably give it a stir about every quarter of an hour. So we'll come back, we'll have a look at this again when we're getting a bit further on. About 45 minutes into this mash. Had 2 stirs along the way. Going again. No problems with sticking. It's going to show up. But got a good flow. No problem at all. Mash looks nice. There's no sticking on the bottom of the. Doesn't look like any sticking on the screen. So I'm very happy with how we're progressing. Give it one last stir. Then we'll let the mash finish. And I'll really go and get some, get my water heated up for the sparge. I'll raise this to 72 for about 20 minutes. And then we'll do the sparge. So we'll have a look when we get into that. Righto. I finished the mash. Now, I don't know how bad that noise is in the background. Typical dickhead up the road decides if you're going to mow the lawn, you always do it on a freaking Sunday afternoon. You know? I don't know what he thinks people do when they want to bloody relax, but so I just get through this as quick as I can, try to avoid his noise too much. So mash went through nice and easy. We had good circulation, so we had no problem with the that rye gumming up or anything, which was good. I'm happy about that. So I'll grab a bit of a quick sample here. Give an idea of where we're travelling. Alright, that's telling me 1055, 1056, which I'm pretty happy with. By the time we dilute with the sparge and then boil, we're looking pretty good. I don't know what the pre-boil gravity's meant to be. Anyway. Now, because I didn't use the top screen, during the mash, I'm going to pop it in now, just so I can use that to help with the water on the sparge. I've got 4.5 litres here, probably a little warmer than I would have liked. I'm having problems with the internet. I can't get my internet, but my laptop to connect to the internet. Out here I was trying to get on Facebook and whatnot. And I've got caught up with that. And got the water a bit too hot. So anyway, very good. Bit of spillage there, the dogs are loving that. Okay, so I'll go through, finish sparging this. We'll get this temp up. Let's get in for a boil. Get that happening. So while that's braining and coming up to a boil, I'm going to pop inside, get away from this noise, and have a chat about hops. Okay, back inside, bloody neighbours. Anyway, things have all got a bit of rye this afternoon. Anyway, so hops. We're just about up to a boil. So first edition, Columbus for bittering. About 30, I think about 30, 32 IBU, top of my head, by memory, out of the Columbus. Centennial, 5 minutes left to go on the boil. For about 10 IBU by memory. So looking for a good bit of heat up front from the Columbus. Then the Centennial to bring in some, nice bit of bloody citrusy fruit there at the end of the boil. And then I'm going to drop in a whack of Mosaic at flame out. I will cool to 80 degrees and walk all that for about 15 minutes and then finish the cool. Then we will go to the fermenter. So there'll be two dry hops, two hits, one of Centennial, planning on about day 3, and another which was going to be Citra, but I haven't got enough Citra to do the drop I wanted, so I'll just top it up with some Galaxy. About day 5, I'll leave those in till probably about day 9, pull them out and then assess where I'm going to go with the ferment at that stage. Exactly what I do with it. I don't necessarily want to push this one for a long time. I want to try and pull it back a little bit, but we'll see how we travel. So, free hop editions. Given this bloody dickhead's out here with his mower, I probably shouldn't call him dickhead. Not his fault. He doesn't know any better. But anyway, I'm not going to try. I'm not going to run any more video at the moment. Hopefully he'll be finished before we get to the end of the hop edition, end of the hops and the cooling, and we'll have a look at that anyway. But we'll come back a bit. We'll come back a bit later and have a look at what the wrap up is. In the meantime, I'm going to get these hops in. I'm going to sit down and I'm doing a tasting on the lockdown stouts. So that'll keep me busy for the next little bit. Alright, we're got some quiet out here, final, again. We're 55 minutes into the boil, so here goes our 5-minute Centennial, and at the same time we'll get the chiller in. Start sterilising. Put your room for the hot bag in there. That's all good. That smells bloody amazing. Looking like we're going to be over gravity, so we might get some. We're going to get decent efficiency out of this fella. So about 5 minutes, and we'll drop the last edition in. I'll go and get the hoses hooked up and get ready for that. Okay, chiller's going. That's our flame out hops in. That's a big whack of Mosaic. Well, not a big whack, but a whack of. So we'll get the heat off. Get rid of the pump on to get this recirculating. So pump on to recirculate. So I'm looking to drop this down to 80 degrees for a whirlpool. So let's drop them pretty quick. It won't take long. Okay, drop them very fast. So I'll go and turn the tap off in a second. Give that 15 minutes, and then we'll finish the cooling off. And I'll come back. We'll have a look when we're finished there. So we've got in the fermenter. Alright, cooling pretty much done. We hit 23 degrees. I've given this a good aeration while it's cooling, have the pump running. Basically just had it running over the boil and lashing, so I've been doing that for 20 minutes. So there's a whole heap of froth in here. This is aerating really well, so straight into here. I'll get this into the fridge at 21. We'll go and get some water. I'll rehydrate the yeast and we'll pitch shortly. So jump inside in a sec and we'll have a look and see what final gravity looks like and wrap it up. Oh yeah. Doing the final transfer here. That's stuffed up. You just see me transferring this guy from the Robobrew. That's a 15 litre fermenter with a 14 litre brew. It's not going to work. So that's just force of habit. So used to doing split batches and going into the small fermenter. So now dropping it into the 25 litre fermenter, so it'll have room for some headspace for some krausen without making a bloody huge mess. So the whole mash went really well. I said earlier I was worried about the amount of rye and getting stuck in the mash with because it can get quite gluey and sticky. So went with that extra rice hulls, and it's really seemed to have worked. I had the Robobrew recirculating, and again you'll see I didn't use the top plate today. Taken it off, left it out, and just ran normally I'd run the hose onto that top plate so it sort of spreads around and filters through. Today I just had the hose straight into the mash and just running it, and it wasn't running full bore. I really think I could have run it full bore without any problem. But I was probably running half speed, so it was circulating reasonably well, and the mash level, the level of the water didn't look like coming up once, not even close to moving. So the rice hulls certainly did their job, and I think that top screen certainly helped as well, allowing to get that water in there a bit quicker. So exactly what was the major cause of the big benefit, I don't know, but it worked, and I will probably look to follow that routine a little bit more going forward. Yeah. Yeast here, I've rehydrated my yeast. Yeast we're using today, S33 Sapphire. Not necessarily style dependent yeast, not really the style for it. It's more it's described as a special general purpose for making special beers. Now, it sounds like Belgian type wheat beers, Trappist, etc. looking at the descriptions on the actual Sapphire website, they do get more into IPAs and stuff like that. But I've never used it. We'll give it a whirl. I said I wasn't planning on brewing this today. That's the yeast starter for the Czech lager. S189. In there, and it's only just got a small a bit of krauts in there. It's just started up today, so I had to go for a backup. Now this is really the only backup I had. I had USA 5, didn't want to use it. Other than that, I had some Munich. You know, and again, didn't want to put a wheat yeast on this. So this is my option. So I've rehydrated that. We'll get him in there. He hasn't really foamed up much, but it's done the right thing. It's had the time, so it's in there. We've got bang on 14 litres. Just a touch over. So volume is good. I'm happy with that. And our reading is, I'm going to say that's 1061, and that is, I think, exactly what we're aiming for. 1061, spot on. So I was looking for 1061 with 14 litres. That's exactly what we got. So it would appear that I might have finally knotted out the numbers on these 14 litre batches. That's a 67% efficiency. The volumes are all good. I did use, I think, about 150 ml in total more than the recipe. So given I'm just over that 14 litres, that balances out. So yeah, all good. Very happy with that. Numbers are all spot on. So only thing left to do now is have a bit of a taste on this fella before we get him in the fridge. While I'm playing around there, as always. You know, got any comments or any questions? Stick them down the bottom. If you aren't subscribed to Little John, hit the button down there in the corner. Hit the bell, come along for the ride. Get notified when things are going on. Patrons, cheers guys. Always fantastic having that extra support. It's good. If you're interested in becoming a patron, link down the bottom. Jump on there, have a look. A couple of bucks a month, and a few extra benefits to everybody. A few extra things. So okay, that's nice. That's our starting point. So see, she's a little darker, and obviously that'll lighten up with the ferment. But the chocolate I wasn't looking for a darker beer. It's just going to be a bit more colour. So I said, all up, very happy. So I'm going to put this fella in the fridge. I'm going to ferment at 21 degrees, or 20.8. For 3 days. We'll drop in a dry hop, drop another dry hop, day 5 or 6. Around day 9 we'll pull them out, and ideally be bottling this fella 2 weeks from today. So that's me, Little John, for the day, done. So till I see you again, we're brewing beer, drinking beer or talking beer. Good brewing.